Let's talk horror news. It's been a bit since we really dived into what's going on with horror movies and all of that. And I did a video last week. I'm trying to get really back into it. I already missed Monday, so let's really dive deep into it. We have Psycho Killer out this week, which I'm going to be covering. I've also watched some other films I need to do a review on, like Diabolic, Cold Storage, all of that. This is just a horror sit down of sorts. I'll probably do the next one on video because I think it might be a little bit better. I've been dabbling with wanting to do lives again, so this might turn into a live show hopefully by March. We'll see, but we got a lot of things coming up in March, so it's kind of exciting, to be honest. But one of the things I want to discuss with you is Glenn Powell, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. As we know, we've already reported that JT Molnar will be doing the TV show with A24. Glenn Powell will be executive producing, and we recently heard a little bit more about what to expect from Powell. He says Texas Chainsaw is, I think, one of the most brilliant horror movies. It defined the genre. I feel that A24 is a place that's really making such special things, and they're such a custodian and guardian of quality. I know we're going to do something really special with it, so I'm feeling very, very good. It was a long process to get there, but I know we have something really fun ahead. And Powell has also confirmed that he is only planning to produce and not appear in this series, but he says he is definitely going to be very involved with the production. And that's all we know. We do know that A24 is also apparently in talks about a film, but this will be the TV show that Glenn Powell is executive producing alongside JT Molnar, who will be at the helm of it. And like I said to you before, we've seen it all, we've done it all. I'm curious what they could possibly think would be good to add here. I just don't know. I think that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it is interesting because how much more can you really do? I really love that rumor that was like a couple of years ago where they were going to bring like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre into the suburbs. I think that would have added an interesting flair. Nonetheless, we are here. Let me know what you think about it. So we have heard of this new film that is called Night Flirt that I think sounds very interesting. Listen to this. So Deadline reports that the indie horror film will star Keir Gilchrist. You also have Ethan Kukowski. You have Luca Padovan. Elsie Fisher, Caden Martell will star in this film, and it will be a film that explores internet-bred psychology. And this is the feature directorial debut from Case Abram, written with Matan Hammam during a senior year at NYU. Apparently, this is going to be an interesting one. It's shaping up to be interesting, like I said. The indie horror film will unfold across two timelines, which would be 2009 and 2025, centering on a chronically online college dropout and an underage OnlyFans streamer who are contacted by the same mysterious stalker. So this sounds interesting to me. I'm very excited to see what this is going to be about. We shall definitely see. Next one on here is going to be Psycho Killer. Let's talk about Psycho Killer because I feel like this one's going to go under the radar and it shouldn't. This is a new film starring Georgina Campbell, and she's being hunted by a satanic slasher from the same guy that brought you Seven and Sleepy Hollow. Comes this on February 20th. I sound like a damn commercial, but I'm excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. Redux. This is a movie I actually watched not too long ago. It's actually gonna release in theaters, so I should put out my review I've had waiting to see when this is gonna be released. But this one's an interesting one. In an attempt to avenge her daughter's death, Irene Kelly travels through parallel universes, killing her daughter's murderer over and over again. With each kill, she grows addicted to the revenge streak, putting her own humanity in jeopardy. I watched this last year, I believe, during Fantasia Fest, and it was a doozy. It was really good. Mike Flanagan's Stephen King adaptation of Carrie, which is coming to Prime Video with Katie Sackhoff, is apparently gonna come out this October 2026. Carrie comes out on Amazon. You guys are in for a treat. It's very good, according to Katie. So I'm excited, and she also goes on to say you guys are gonna love it. Mike Flanagan is so good at what he does. Smart psychological horror, and he's very, very good at adapting Stephen King, and Stephen trusts him. So we shall see. I'm excited for this. I just recently rewatched the original Carrie, and just an amazing film. I watched it about a couple of months ago. I'll definitely make a video talking about it for sure. The film I watched last year that now just got picked up is going to be Hellcat. Hellcat is an interesting one. I think it is a movie that, like when you see this movie, stick with it. I'm telling you, you stick with it, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. It is very much so a movie that really goes for it. and its ending and everything, you just have to trust it. I think it's great, and it's a very classic feel as well. So I'm excited for Hellcat to finally be releasing. So Dead by Daylight's movie is something that we just been thinking, was this just a thing to get us to get excited again? Or are they really doing it? Well, it seems that they actually are doing it. Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, of course, are doing the film. They have also had David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, who wrote Orphan, Aquaman, and The Conjuring 2, as well as Alexandra Aja, who did High Tension, as well as Crawl. So, I mean, Dead by Daylight is a very tense game, so you need somebody who's going to do something like this. However, they are not directing it, as The Hollywood Reporter notes. He says that he is currently doing Under Paris 2 for Netflix. Now, we don't know who's directing it, but it's a step forward now to know that it is being written, and we shall see, we shall see. But let's get into some other news here with the Netflix new show called Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen. The 8-episode limited series is created and written by Haley Z. Boston, who did Hunters, Brand New Cherry Flavor, which I think a Brand New Cherry Flavor is a very interesting one. It stars Camila Morone and also Adam DeMarco, and it's about a couple that's about to be married in 5 days. They embark on a road trip to Nikki's family's vacation home, secluded in a snowy forest, for their intimate wedding ceremony of their dreams. Rachel, prone to superstition and paranoia, can't shake the relentless feeling that something bad is going to happen. So I'm excited to see what this is going to be. The trailer looks interesting, and I definitely am ready. Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma has gotten a teaser. This is a new film from Jane Schoenbrunn, who of course did I Saw the TV Glow, one of my favorite films of the last 6 years. Hannah Einbinder and Gillian Anderson will star in this, what is described as a meta slasher, coming out this August. The first teaser pays homage to genre classics by using the fonts of the likes of Friday the 13th, Halloween, and The Evil Dead. A full teaser trailer will be released next week. That's when I'll do a whole video talking about this movie. I was going to do it already because there's already stills and things like that. Let's wait for the trailer and then we'll really dive in. So they are describing this movie as Portrait of a Lady on Fire, set in a Friday the 13th sequel, which I think is great. And Jane Schoenbrunn will be writing and directing. The movie follows a queer filmmaker hired to direct a new installment of a long-running slasher franchise. The director fixates on the prospect of casting the final girl from the original movie, and the two women descend into a frenzy of psychosexual mania. So I'm excited. Let's see what this is going to be. So Daniel Kaluuya has been tapped to star in A24's new sci-fi thriller Hotel from Together director. The director, of course, here, Michael Shanks, who did Together, which is a very great film in my opinion, follows a man who wakes up trapped in a mysterious hotel room all alone in a mind-bending prison. His only chance for escape is teamwork with himself. Sounds interesting. Very excited to see Michael Kaluuya return as well. I think he was so dope in Nope. We did get a trailer for Forbidden Fruits. This is a movie I'm actually kind of excited about that's going to be at South by Southwest. This is actually a new film which stars Lily Reinhart, Lola Tung, Victoria Pedretti, Alexandra Shipp, Gabrielle Union, Emma Chamberlain. This is actually an adaptation of playwright Lily Holden's stage play of The Woman Came the Beginning of Sin, and Through Her We All Die. This is being produced by Diablo Cody, and it is directed by Meredith Alloway. Will be premiering at South by Southwest. This is being described as sort of The Craft meets Mean Girls by some people I've seen, and that totally makes sense by seeing this trailer that just dropped. So definitely excited to see what this one's going to be all about. There's actually a lot of films at South by Southwest in the midnight category that I'm excited for, but that's going to be its whole other video later this week. This whole week, we're just talking about South by Southwest too, so stay tuned. And let's jump to video games right now, because Silent Hill Townfall has just dropped a trailer. A protagonist has been showcased, Simon Ordell, and he is called back to the island of St. Amelia in Scotland to put things right. What he encounters, of course, is the heavy fog from Silent Hill and a lot of shit you don't want to encounter. So I'm excited for this. We'll talk more about it as well. pretty soon. But we also did get a new trailer for the new Hellraiser game, which I am excited about a ton. It just looks great. It looks exactly what I want Hellraiser to be: sleek, modern, sexy, dark, horrific, and just brutal. So very excited for that. Francis Galuppi's new Evil Dead movie now has a working title, and this is right before we get Evil Dead Burn, which is going to be the next film that's on the way. And I'm excited for that this July. But Evil Dead Wrath is the new name of the Evil Dead film that Francis Galuppi is going to be doing, which I'm excited. I'm scared. I feel like they're doing too many now, and it kind of feels like, I don't know where we go with this, but we'll see. Speaking of horror movies out this summer, we just got a new trailer for Obsession, which is, I think, going to be at the top of a lot of people's list this year. I had the privilege to watch this last year at TIFF in September, and I can tell you, you are not ready. It actually also was at Fantastic Fest, and I believe it's playing at South by Southwest again. So this is definitely going to be a big one. Watch this on the loudest screen possible. Don't let anybody tell you what this is about or going to happen. Just watch it. It is insanity. But speaking of Obsession, an Obsession star here, Inda Navarrete, who is in that film, is going to be in another film called In Vertigo. This is from the producers of Fall. So it's a survival thriller that follows a group of reckless teens who convince a young park worker to sneak them onto a roller coaster before its debut opening, which happens. And, you know, it's cool, but then a system failure traps them hundreds of feet in the air, forcing them to fight for survival as buried traumas and hidden tensions erupt into chaos. I don't know. They keep getting away with these type of movies, and I think they're going to continue to get away with them. It sounds interesting. Speaking of Evil Dead, just earlier, Lee Cronin, who of course did Evil Dead Rise, is doing the new Mummy film. We apparently are getting a trailer for that tomorrow, so I'll break it down when that comes out and talk more about it. But we also are getting a Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser as well as Rachel Weisz, which is set for May 2028 release. Radio Silent is behind the new film, and I'm excited. Mike Flanagan will also be adapting another Stephen King. Stephen King, Mike Flanagan go together like PB&J, right? But The Mist is coming from Warner Brothers with Mike Flanagan in talks to write and direct. And I am excited to see what he does with this. But also, Mike, I want to see something original from you. You do some amazing stuff. Let's see it. But let's get on with the last two pieces of news here. Stranger Things Broadway prequel, The First Shadow, will finally be filmed for Netflix, which is exciting because I've been waiting to see this, and I hope that we get it at some point. And we shall see. We shall see what happens because I need to see this. Hopefully it's in time by the summer. That'd be cool. Final piece of news is that we finally got our first look at Johnny in A Violent Nature 2, which I'm excited about. I enjoyed it the second time I watched it. I'm telling you, the first time I watched this at Sundance, fell asleep completely. Second time, finally was able to get on it and watch it, sit down, had my full rest and everything. Really enjoyed it. This will actually be directed by Nathaniel Wilson, who is the first assistant director for the first one, but original director Chris Nash will be writing the script as well as producing alongside producer Peter Koplowski, and we will see what this is going to be about. It is a new vision, more kills, more blood, they say, so very, very excited about that. The slasher sequel sees Johnny head to a summer camp where he crosses paths with a young outcast camper who is forced to spend the night with his counselor's sister and her friends at their annual end of season party. So we'll see how it does. Let me know what you thought about all these horror news. We have some more videos planned for you. I'm going to get back into the groove, and I am very excited to end February on a high note as we get into South by Southwest, which is going to be a ton of fun. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.